To see examples of what we talked about on this episode, along with further information, go to bunchofdorks.com.
Welcome everyone to
Two Dimension Podcast,
the comic book podcast
with no direction. What's up, everybody? You know that song, you know this voice. It's Rook, once again, sitting at the table with the one and only, the man with a massive pile of comics. It's Mr. Don Moore.
Hello, everybody.
And I say he has a massive pile of comics and he just reaches over and starts thumbing through them.
Okay, this is one, and I want to say this, I kind of feel bad because I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
You gotta talk about a book you ain't even read. I like it.
Well, I'm in Oklahoma. I found this book I've never heard of, but
This cover is so weird.
I think the cover is the greatest thing ever seen.
So different.
What's it called?
Sea Monsters and Superheroes.
Okay, now, just the title. But, it's a black and white comic, and, I don't know, slave labor graphics can put it out. What year was it?
2004?
Yeah. It makes me think the artwork is good.
The artwork is absurd.
It is,
and wild and weird.
See, I love
it.
I love that monster.
The many faces of superheroes.
I love that too. It's basically, I like the graphics, the layout. I like the drawing style, but it makes me think of when we were kids and you would draw your own stuff in grade school.
Yeah.
And it has that again, as I always say, open horizons, this massive, imagination, boundless. The cover, like I said, it's basically, I'm guessing it's like a power station out at sea.
Yeah, it's like an oil rig or a power station out at sea or something.
But the stanchions it's standing on are all wobbly. I guess it's because it's underwater. Yeah, he drew that because it's I don't know. It just staggered me. And
I mean, like this page is nothing but stick figure art. I mean, it's so wild.
Well, this is what I miss was in the 70s and some of the 80s, people would put out, prozines or little comics. They were just fun. And you'd have different artists in it. Sometimes it'd be the same artist, and he'd just be playing around like when you're in art school and they say, today's assignment is this. Completely out of your wheelhouse, but you got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of these exercises. But saying this, I haven't read the book yet because I just haven't made the time for it. But this is, I don't know, it's like one issue out of a few. So I looked it up online, and I bought the trade.
Oh my god. You bought an entire trade of this. Dude, this book is absurd. Like, in all the best crazy ways, too. I mean, this story of the superhero. I flew across the country. I guess it was okay. I didn't do much. The sea monster seemed nice, so I blasted him with heat vision. like, this is so weird and so odd. And then I flip it over on the back, and it's issue 7.
Hence, I bought the trade.
I am dying to know what the rest of these issues are like, Don. Is it all absurdity like this? Is there some kind of continuity storyline happening?
No,
I have so many questions.
I was going through the rack, and this was bagged and boarded, which is, I'm not a fan of. I never heard of this book, but they just caught me, and I thumbed through some more, and wait a minute. I went back and got it. I says, why am I? So I pulled it. Knowing nothing about it, but just the cover made me happy. And I thought, sometimes you get it and you like the cover, but then it's different people inside, looks nothing like it.
Yeah.
So I was delighted when I came, back to the place, and I was like, well, it's all the same person, but it's all uniquely different,
It's all so different.
And,
so odd.
But then, like I said, I pulled a Rook. I saw issue 7, and I thought, I'm never going to find all these single issues, and so I looked it up and found the trade and bought it. the same day.
I don't even know where you would go to look for this, because I can tell you, like, you have to have a real indie vibe in your shop for this thing to be sitting on shelves. And I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I love that kind of stuff.
Well, see, this is my life, because this is the kind of stuff I find and like, and then I spend years and years trying to find anything else like it. Like I said, I've never seen this comic, and this is issue 7. That's why I love Wilson's Book World so much, because I found so many bizarre stuff.
Yeah, this one is a topper. This one is definitely a weird, unusual book that I can't wait to see what this graphic novel, the trade looks like, man.
I don't. The cover of the graphic novel doesn't make me happy like this issue does. I was kind of disappointed when I saw it. I mean, it fits the book. It's the same art. It's not bad, but you know, I kind of wish this would have been the cover of the novel, even though I've already got it. But yeah, I've never heard of it. It's kind of weird. It's like I brought a song I've never listened to to the show.
All right, so this is Scott Mills that did this. Man, it just, like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like online now and I'm like, this is so. Oh, that cover is kind of odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike
I dig
the
it. I dig the mirror image drawing style to it. You know.
Unlike the rest of the book, it's odd.
I mean, this is just nuts. I can't wait. When you get this in, you gotta come over.
It is in. It's in the studio.
Oh, is it? Oh, you already had. And you just brought this.
I told you.
Well, you did bring that massive tome with you.
I brought a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I haven't read it, so I didn't bring the whole thing in. But I was in Oklahoma when I got this. I ordered it when I was in Oklahoma, and then when I came back to Florida, it was delivered the next day. But I got a pile of stuff that I'm reading right now. So
I have to take a picture of this one page, because
Okay.
this page is just absolutely hilarious to me. I blasted him with heat vision.
like I said, I just thumbed through it, and I thumbed through it after I got home,
Yeah.
and I said, "Why? I want more of this." I just it's when my daughter was little, I was working a lot of hours. I worked 70 hours a week for a year and a half, and it was tough on her, and it got to the point where she was crying a lot. Myrna said, "Why don't you, when you get a break, call?" This is before cell phones, so I had to go find a phone or spend change. And I called her just before she went to daycare, and it ended up being a disaster because all she did was just cry, and "Daddy, I miss you." And so what I started doing, Myrna said, write her a note in the morning, so I'd leave her a note. Well, I wrote her a couple of notes, and then I just started drawing doodles on them, and she loved them, and as time went on, they got more and more involved, and so she's got like 600 of these. They run at work. I got a lot of 8.5 by 11 boards, thin boards, but
Yeah.
it was a misprint on templates we used to use when we were conventional. So I had probably 25 of these boxes I would use as drawing paper.
Yeah.
And then it was awesome when Holly was growing up because her friends would come over and there was just drawing paper for everybody. And anyway, they were all on these. And next thing you know, she went to the daycare at our church. And all these women, they were teachers there, kept coming up asking me constantly, "What do you do?" "What do you mean? What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm a graphic artist." "Oh, why do they keep asking me this?"
Yeah.
It's because of the drawings. Holly would bring them to school and color them. Well, next thing you know, she started cutting parts out, characters and stuff, and on the bottom of her refrigerator, she had the story, and she would she'd tape on the refrigerator. She'd move them around.
I love it.
And I would draw, it was a little girl, so I would draw little purses and little toy cars, little stuffed animals,
Yeah.
So she had all this stuff cut out, and she'd move around. And what you just read about, I saw a sea monster, he's nice, I blasted it with heat vision, that was kind of the stories she would tell. But I'd hear her playing, I'd be in another room, and I'd hear her in the kitchen, "Oh, I just love Sweetie Beaties." "I do too. Let's go get some." "What are Sweetie Beaties?" He goes, "I made them up. It's candy."
Yeah.
But I don't know, when I read this, I think
It reminds you, yeah.
Yeah,
There is a child wonder to this book.
Yeah.
There really is. I mean, and, the fact that somebody looked at this and went, "Oh yeah, we'll publish that." I love that. I mean, because, look at this. This 2-page spread is basically blank.
Yeah, but the thing is, look at the composition.
The composition's brilliant.
On the second page, you have the character
Yeah.
going down with the little boxes that looks like buildings.
Yeah, he's jumping off the top of a building,
But the word balloons, the little, well, not word balloons,
Yeah,
but the dialogue boxes.
Yeah.
You got one on one page, but I just think it makes me happy when I see it, as simple as it is.
It's so simplistic and so brilliant.
Now, saying this,
It's like the absurdity of simplicity.
on the opposite end of the spectrum, we talked about before, Dark Knight. Frank Miller was talking about the importance of color.
Yep.
And if you look at some of the Dark Knight pages they're printed, which are incredible, the Batman jumping in the air,
Oh, yeah.
and then you see the actual artwork, and it's all it is Batman in the air. Lynn Varley did
All that.
and I see that, and I'm happy it's black and white, but I was thinking if it was in color, if it was like the cover, that 2-page spread of nothing could have been neat, because they could have drawn in a gradient for the sky and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the term, a good bass player can make or break a band.
Yeah.
A good colorist can make or break a comic
yeah.
book.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like I said, it makes me immensely happy. And as simple as it is, I just haven't made the time to read it. And I'm trying to catch up on other things, but nevertheless, it made me so happy that I bought a trade of a book that I never heard of, by an artist I never heard of. And I've never made time to read.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's... Well, I don't feel like such an ass when I go to talk about this next book, since I haven't read it yet.
I remember this.
Of course. Dealing with the purge of the collection, getting all of those out to the various people who I wanted them to get to and everything like that. Took up a lot of time. Took up, honestly, a couple months. So I didn't get to do a lot of reading because I didn't want books I'm keeping getting mixed into all that stuff.
Right.
So I haven't had a chance to read this one yet. But we go back to Mr. Wells Thompson, who's responsible for this one. The Scorpion and the Queen. This is a continuation of a story that I honestly was surprised. I did not think that they were going to do more.
The other one's called Cat Skin of the Rose, am I correct?
Cat Skin of the Rose, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So The Scorpion and the Queen continues that storyline, from what I know. Again, haven't read it. I see the characters. I'm going, yep, those are the characters. Those are the characters. I haven't read this yet. But, I mean, it's Wells Thompson, who is a home run writer, every single time for me as well. I like his work. I like what he does. I like him as a person. We've had him on the show a couple times. So this is... But, I mean, when you just open it up, I mean, it's that same beautiful artwork, that you expect out of stuff that Wells works on and everything. I can't wait to read this story. It's killing me that I am so far behind on so many comics right now, man. But it just is what it is at the moment.
It looks nice. I'm glad that they're continuing the story, or he's continuing the story. I'm used to him being,
Yeah, you're used to him and Dalton together. But Wells is a prolific writer.
Yeah.
He does a lot of writing, not just for his own stuff, but for other people as well. He brings a lot of different people together to work on projects as well. From what I've seen, he seems to have one of those personalities where it's just like, hey, I saw you work. You're good. You want to come work on a project? Yeah, let's go have fun.
And he's an interesting conversationalist as well.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it's unfortunate that Catskin and Rose had so many issues getting produced as far as timeline stuff and things like that not getting done. Not by Wells' problems.
Right.
He did, but he worked his butt off to get that book done.
Right.
Contacting people who can help him and work on it and do things, and so I kind of really felt bad for him by the time Catskin and Rose was in my hand, because I felt like he went through so much stuff to get that book published in the hands. So when I saw the announcement for the Scorpion and the Queen, I was kind of shocked. I kind of looked at that and I was like, oh wow, as much problems as he had, not of his own doing, I'm kind of surprised he went back to it, because he sounded like he was very stressed out. But
he's got what it takes, though.
He's got what it takes to look at it and go, you know what? I found my people that I can work with on this one.
Yeah.
Let's keep working on this one.
Right.
So I'm very happy to say the Scorpion and the Queen issue 1 is in my hands. We'll be talking about it again soon once I get a chance to sit down and read this. And so many other books.
I didn't realize that this was the theme of this show.
Is the theme of this show stuff we have that we haven't read yet? Is that what that entire stack is over there? Because that's what the stack is over here.
Because that's... we're not responsible people here. All right, well, I hate to say I'm breaking this trend.
Oh, you have read this? This one I have. Okay, we can't talk about this. You've read it.
This is the book I bought in Dallas. Again, it's another book I never heard of, and it's an Image, but it's called Self-Help. Alright. And I like the art style, and I remember I thumbed through it, so okay, I like the interiors as well. It's the same person, so I bought it just because of that. And this is a bizarre story, because you have a guy that's an Uber driver. And you can see his life isn't really so good. People are kind of irritated, and he doesn't seem like he likes it. And it doesn't seem like he's really on top of it and responsible. Of course, things, sometimes in your life, you're trying to do all the right things, and it's just not working. Yeah. That's this guy. And so I sympathize with him. I understand. But they keep telling him, you look just like, and it's this massive self-help guru. And you see billboards of him, and he looks exactly the same. Of course, you got this guy flying around in jet planes, with money everywhere, taking limos, the whole champagne, caviar life. And this guy, he doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together.
Yeah, and he looks just like that guy.
And he gets really he takes it in stride, but you can see it just kind of irks him a bit. It would me. And then you start seeing more to the guy. He has a child. He can't be around for some reason. They don't explain why. But you can see he's got a wife and kid. And he ends up driving an Uber for that self-help guru. And then it goes dark.
Yeah, I'm like looking at some of these pages, and I'm going, bro, what am I reading? What am I looking at right now?
Not that it's bright and sunny for the guy's life before, but you sympathize with him.
I mean, they about to throw a character into a pit with a damn panther, it looks like.
And then I'm surprised after all these incidents happen, how the people around are taking it. And then you start finding out more about this man's life before you started reading the book, before the story starts. I'm thinking, and then you find out about the self-help guru. I couldn't put the book down. I thought I'll read a few pages here and there. I read this book in Oklahoma, away from the cat, by the way. But anyway, I'm thinking, when I say bright and sunny, the artwork is bright and sunny.
The artwork is bright and sunny. It's beautiful, beautiful colors and everything, you know. But like, I'm paging through, and like, there's a dude holding machetes up to people's faces. There's a girl holding a cat of nine tails. Her hands are soaked in blood.
Okay, it goes sideways really fast, but it's...
I mean, this girl just looks like she stabbed somebody in the neck with a pan.
But saying this, it serves the story. I mean, it's serving what the story is about. And I was kind of... I don't know. I can't find the words because it wasn't irked or anything. It's not self-contained. There's another one. And I'm like, okay.
Really? So there's more to this even.
And it doesn't finish. And I'm thinking, you know, it's a square-bound trade, but I don't know how many issues it is. It's probably 3, 4.
All right.
But I don't know. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to find the second one. I never heard of this book, never seen this book anywhere. And so now I got a second one to find.
Don't you love how that stuff works, man? Gotta love that stuff. Oh, man.
All right. That was that one. Like I said, it looks bright and sunny, but it's not.
But it's pretty dark.
But
got some dark stuff going
But I
on.
do recommend it, but it's not not for the kids.
Now, Don, I'm looking down the table here, and I'm seeing what looks like a manga.
Okay. We're going back to the theme then.
We're going back to the thing. I haven't read it.
Well, no, I read part of it. Our friend James Perry, he sends books. He sent the Box Brown books, brought that to attention.
Yep. Those are so
James has sent me a lot of, and thank you, James. He sent me a lot of books. He buys some of these from Thrift Books. And he said that Thrift Books has a thing where if you buy so many, you get a free one. And he bought so many, and he couldn't find a free one he wanted, so he bought a second one of one he got. And he said, I'll send it to you. And thank you, James. That's very kind. But this is the Joker. I got it. He said, you'll be getting it in the mail today. And he was right. I'll be honest, in his full transparency, I've never liked the Joker.
Yeah, he's a douche of a character.
Yeah, he's just... Saying that, he's important. One of my best friends, we were talking one time about it, and he said, you don't like the whole thing where it's, you know, Batman's order and the Joker's chaos. It's always a big battle. Well, when I was a kid, the Joker just seemed like a cardboard cutout. You know, he had that weird upside down bowling pin face.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Filmation cartoon of the 60s, they show the Joker and the Penguin sticking their heads out of the window, and Batman says, those two criminal geniuses together, that could be dangerous, Robin. I've never seen anything genius about what he does. Now, saying that, on the animated series, I really liked him. I thought that was neat. That's when I started liking the Joker, but he's a disturbing character. You know, the Killing Joke was incredible.
Oh, yes.
You know, yeah. And on the animated series on Mad Love, they covered that because Batman, the Joker told Harley Quinn that story about the Red Hood. And when it finished and she became Harley Quinn, Batman said, oh, he told you the stories. He basically dismissed it like he's always changing them for sympathy. You know, it's not like none of that was true. Anyway, I pulled this out and I think, well, okay, thank you, James. But and it's manga. It's created. I have that '60s Bat manga, which I love, and which is Batman done in Japan in 1966, and it's done in that more clear line style that they used to do in Japan. And then I got a couple of DC books by manga artists that I find incredible. One was Death Mask. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it was Death Mask. I'll have them on the blog. I really love those books and enjoyed it. This one, I read just a little bit of it, but I'll tell you, it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm like reading this and I'm going,
Okay,
Is what's happening? Is what I think is happening?
it's 100%. Here, I'm going to give this part away because, as you know, I hate to give away books, but this one is talking about the whole Joker, and he's talking about basically he became the Joker because of Batman, which they cover in Dark Knight.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
and,
We've all heard that story before.
And it's been told ad nauseum because there wouldn't be a Joker if there wasn't a Batman. And okay. But this one, Batman shows up while the Joker's doing this internal dialogue about it. And he's telling him it's the only way to end is killing me. And Batman, of course, doesn't kill. He won't do it. And they're over that warehouse, the vat of acid that turned the Joker into the Joker. And he says, all you have to do is throw me in here. And Batman says, I won't do it. And Joker says, I'm leaning over the ledge too much. In turtle dialogue.
Yep.
And then he starts to fall, and instead he ends up pulling Batman and throwing Batman in the vat, and the Joker is still there. And he's like, what? And he looks and sees the cape and cowl, floating.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, well, look at that. And basically what he's trying to figure out is what is he going to do now that Batman's gone. He doesn't want to go out in these killings, crimsies, and all this stuff. So he fishes out the cape and cowl, and there's a baby in it.
Yeah, Batman's a baby?
Now, this one blew my mind because you don't have in Batman stories the fantastical element like that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, used in the 50s, he'd see aliens, and he'd turn into an alien, and, all kinds of weird stuff, which I really loved when I was 9.
But the oddity of the idea of Bruce Wayne turning back into a baby, that's not something you're going to normally see. I don't ever remember that in a DC storyline.
No, well, like I said, I read this, and I'm like, I have to admit, all the air is sucked out of the room. It's like when you watch that Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo movie, and all of a sudden the camera zooms in on James Stewart, and the background comes forward, and I'm like, what happened? And I had to be somewhere, so I read that part and left, and that's all I thought about. And I come back, and every chance I got, I'll sit there and read another part.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. And basically what the Joker decides was he needs Batman, so he's going to raise this kid to be Batman. So the Joker becomes a responsible parent. And it's got all these pedestrian things in there, like he goes to the drugstore to buy diapers. And anybody who's raised a kid knows sometimes you get the wrong size of diaper. And
I saw that panel.
Yeah, why doesn't it close around their legs? Now it's leaking everywhere. And I can't return them because I've already opened the package. What am I going to do?
Yep.
And I don't know, the whole idea of the Joker going to a drugstore to buy diapers, I would be taken off. The first thing I could think of, but
yeah, the absurdity of the idea that Joker is going to raise baby Batman.
at the same time, though,
it's so funny.
in Japan, maybe it's not so far reach because you got people in costumes all the time there from pictures I've seen. But anyway, I haven't finished the book, but it's something. So thank you, James, and I'm sorry that I was kind of irritated when I got out of the package because I was wrong. And I hate to say except for the animated series and some stories, the Japanese are really better at doing Batman than we are.
I mean, it's all about what you like.
Well, I shouldn't say that. It's just that I've read so many Batman stories that I guess I've had enough. I say this in a show at times. Sergio Organez was talking in an interview about they get letters in Mad Magazine. It says, well, I've read Mad since it first started, and I got to say, and he gave an opinion about how it's not good.
Yeah.
And his comment was, that's sad. That's sad. That's all you've done is read one magazine for all this time.
Yep.
Saying that, I've read Gru since it first came out, and I love it. As a matter of fact, I was jumping up and down with the comic store yesterday, and they had the new issue of the new series.
Yeah.
I've never stopped reading Gru, and I never stopped loving it. But I see what he means, because the Batman stories, as much as I loved them, after a while, unless something special comes up that catches my interest, I really don't need to read anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but
Well,
this
like,
one, yeah.
all the new stuff they're doing with Batman, with the Absolute Universe and all that stuff, like everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's so great, it's so great, it's so great," and all I can sit there and think is, how long before they reset and delete these characters?
It's
And that's the thing. It's like, so like a one-off standing story like this out of Japan, I dig it, And I mean, I call it a one-off, but I see that it says Volume 1, actually.
Oh. So, put the gun to my head.
Don. Don gonna have to go shopping when he gets home.
I just, like I said, each Batman story I read, will be the excluding Bat manga.
Yep.
This is the third of the comics coming out since the 2000s. I've enjoyed them immensely. They're fun. They're almost fun. They're unique, and it reminds me of that movie Black Rain. Remember that?
Black Rain. Help me out.
I'm trying to think. It was Andy Garcia was in it. I think I can't remember who the other guy was. But there were two American cops, detectives, plainclothes detectives, that chased this guy down in Japan. He's a Japanese criminal.
Oh, yeah, with Michael Douglas.
Yeah, I was thinking Michael Douglas in one
I haven't seen this in forever. And,
yeah, it's not one of my favorite movies, but for some reason it just impressed, except for Rook, it stayed in my mind.
Listen, I've seen so many movies.
And,
yeah, I remember it. But it's not one of those that's like, oh yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna go with you on that, but for some reason it just stayed with me. And the thing that blew my mind was the Japanese detective. Him and Michael Douglas didn't get along, and they were both arguing each other. And Andy Garcia that's why I remember Andy Garcia. He got along with both of them, and he's trying to, and then he ends up, I'm sorry to destroy a 40-year-old movie, but
spoiler warning.
He dies.
Yeah.
And then the two, I guess in the whole thing was the Japanese cops didn't carry guns, or they didn't allow Michael Douglas and Andy Garcia to carry guns.
Yeah, I don't think they carry guns in Japan.
Yeah, that's, anyway, I joined the Navy to see Japan and never went there. So.
Really? Oh my God, that's hilarious! Out of everybody I know that's been in the Navy, you're probably one of only two that didn't go to Japan.
Now, the guys I knew that had gone to Japan, there was a guy that I went to boot camp with. He came to my ship, and then something happened. He went to another ship. He went to Japan several times, and he says, "You wouldn't have liked it. I didn't like Japan." Where the big ships we went, I guess it was in Yokosuka, and people didn't care for it much. Mm-hmm. I imagine people didn't care for the sailors coming in and raping the town like they always did. But they even guys I knew that was in the Navy after World War II would complain about it. So we used to go to boost their good economy, but they didn't like Japan. Again, some guys went and thought it was the greatest, but no, we never went. Anyway, we went to some of their neighbors, and that was fine. But anyway, when they're in that detective's apartment, I was kind of surprised when I saw it, because he had a TV and a VCR, and he probably had about 40 VHS tapes, the actual movies.
Right.
And at the time when I saw the film, most of us couldn't afford that. Mm-hmm. Because in the United States, when VHS movies started coming out or movies started coming out on VHS, I remember this was when the Popeye Robin Williams movie came out, which is one of my favorites. And the Flash Gordon film that is really bad, but I love it.
It's a classic, man.
And those came out my freshman year of college. I saw both of those 3 times. I would have saw more, but I didn't have that kind of money. And anyway, I was in a record store, and they had a little glass case with the VHS movies, and they had those, and they were both $110 each. And
Damn.
the movie industry didn't want this stuff out. They were afraid people got it. They wouldn't go see the films anymore. And it was the Reagan administration did a few things to relax I don't know what you call it, prohibitions or standards on some of the restrictions. Yeah, restrictions. Microwave ovens. There were microwave ovens, but all of a sudden around 1982, people started buying microwaves. You know, my grandmother had one. My couple of aunts had them, but there was a lot of restrictions on them, and they were really expensive. And all of a sudden it dropped, and next thing you know, you go to hotels and they have microwaves in them.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was the VHS. The tape started going. Even the VHS blank tapes are like $20 a piece.
Yeah, I remember.
And but they relaxed the standards. It ended up not being the scare thing that Hollywood is afraid of. It ended up being a boost.
Mm-hmm.
And video places popped up like mushrooms, the mom and pop kind of things. And anyway, that Japanese detective had 40 of these pre-recorded movies. And I thought, what? I guess in Japan it would be cheaper. But it was stuff like that they showed Japan. They'd be in clubs with a lot of young ladies. They were hostesses in the club, and that's just all they were, was to entertain people. And I thought, you don't see that here.
Yeah, Japan is very different.
But I that's what I enjoyed the movie. And nevertheless, Andy Garcia died. Sorry, guys. But anyway, this Joker book, I'm going to finish it tonight. I just, like I said, I had to be somewhere, and I had a little bit of time, and I picked it up and read it, and I thought, wait, what?
Yeah, right? I mean, like, the first few pages, I'm like, is this what I think is happening? What the? Yeah, that's different. That's very different.
He's raising Batman, but nevertheless, he's raising Batman to be Batman. He's actually a very responsible father for what he can be.
Like, Harlequin shows up at one point, and he's yelling at her to wash her hands before he touches the baby.
But at the same time, he's still the homicidal maniac that's such a jerk that's destroying people and burning things up. And there's a woman and her child, and it's just horrible. He's anyway. He's still the Joker.
He's still the Joker.
But yet he's raising the Batman with a lot of care.
It's so funny.
It's just I don't know. Funny. It's anyway, let's go on to something brighter.
Let's take a break.
We're
going to be right back with some more books.
I'm tired of Nashville as I heard the screen door slam. And she's tired of talking about dreams that we had planned. Now she's leaving on a Greyhound in the early morning light, headed back to Tulsa to start a new life. Now it's been 5 years since we made the move down here to Tennessee, from the plains of Oklahoma to the Grand Ole Opry. When she hears my songs on the radio, she'll wish that she'd stayed, but her heart's in Osage County now, and I'm still here today. And I'm not tired of Nashville, 'cause I know I'll make it big. I'm not tired of trying to break into this biz, but I wish that she'd come back here on a jumbo jet tonight. My heart is aching for the love of my life. I just wanted to check in. She said she really couldn't talk right now. She had plans with her new friend. He was taking her to the cinema and a night out on the town. In all my life, I've never felt this down. She says she's tired of Nashville as I heard the screen door slam. She says she's tired of talking about the dreams that we had planned. It's been 3 long months since she took that bus back to T-Town, westward bound. The Davidson County rain is falling down.
You can hear our most recent 20 episodes on iTunes. If you would like to hear our older episodes, you can find them on our blog. Just go to bunchofdorks.com and click on the Cyclops.
Joe Dimension can be found on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. If you like what you hear, you can subscribe, rate, leave a review, tell a friend, or like us on Facebook. Thanks for listening.
All right, that was music by JC. We played before. He was one of my brother's best friends going through high school, a close friend of mine. He composes the things and has other people put them together, and I just find them beautiful. And he puts them out for free just to put them out. I think they're beautiful, and we'll have a link on the blog.
So, Don, I have in my hands a nice big fat graphic novel right here. Something you may have remembered us talking about previously. Fila, Music is the Weapon. We had both Jimbola and Connor on the show to talk about this one. So artist and writer came on and had a chat with us about this. I am having trouble remembering. I don't think we had the whole book sent to us.
No.
So now I have the entire book. Beautiful hardcover book. You know, it's a little bit smaller, than a normal graphic novel comic book. But, oh my God.
Actually, I think they might have sent the whole thing as PDFs, but
there was a lot.
Well,
and
I didn't. I wasn't expecting it to be this massive tome, and I read part of it, and that's why we went to the show. We'd only read part, which actually I kind of prefer doing.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, now that I have the physical in my hand, like I'm looking at the pages I remember reading from the PDF, and oh my God, this thing is even better than what we talked about.
Well, seeing this is another one. I'm on the fence because I want it. I wanted this when we talked about it. I didn't realize it was such a...
Yeah, it's different in size,
It's a little bit smaller in dimensions than it's the same width as a
standard
comic.
A little shorter.
Shorter.
Just a tiny bit.
But man, it's a hardback and it's thick.
It is a thick book, hard-covered.
And beautiful design.
I mean, this thing showed up, and I opened it up, and when I looked at it, I just kind of went, holy crap, I don't remember the PDF being this many pages. And I haven't bothered to go back to look at the PDF, because why would I when I have this gorgeous piece of work in my hands? One of the things I thought was really interesting from a print perspective, okay? Because we already know the story, we know the artist, the writer, great freaking guys. They were on the show, like I said. But one of the things that kind of surprised me while I was going through this book and looking at it was bleeded and unbleeded pages.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know what we mean by this, when you print something to the edge of a page, all the way to the edge, you have to create a bleed, and then it has to be cut off so that you don't end up with white on the edge.
And there was an extra charge in the old days.
Always was an extra charge. I don't know. I'm assuming there probably is now, too, because, I mean, once you bleed, you got to cut. And, it's more ink used. And,
It depends on the process, because I was surprised to find out that business cards. A friend of mine was explaining to me that with a new process printing, digital printing, he says you can get printing on both sides of a business card now at the same cost, and bleeds and all that. And those two dimensions.
these are not a factor anymore?
Not a factor.
Wow.
Now, I don't know about book printing.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. But like in my head, I'm looking through this book going, you have unbled and bled pages here. That this book was not cheap to make.
No.
I mean, it just wasn't.
Now, going back to this, I still remember when the artist had brought the idea to his friend. He's been wanting to do it, and his friend got involved in it. And next thing you know, this friend wrote 300 pages.
Yeah.
And we joked about, the swear jar and the word in our head and all that stuff. But I honestly, I feel nothing but love to the artist. I mean, both of them, but to the writer, that he took a project that meant something to his friend.
Mm-hmm. And treated it so well.
Yeah, and he realized to put all this information, it's got to be this long. That, to me, is impressive.
Yeah.
And also, the artwork, all the way through.
All the bloody way through.
It's just as strong as it is at the beginning. And, I mean, look at just the page layouts of how he...
The color is something I really wanted to talk about.
And the drawing, the color is actually a storytelling device in it.
I mean, it was vibrant on the page, reading it on digital. But once it's in your hands, a screen has a glow.
Yeah.
But when this book is in your hands and you're paging through and you're looking at these beautiful color variations from page to page, it has a glow to the pages even. I mean, this was an impressive project when we talked to these guys on the show. It's an even more impressive project once it was in my hands and I'm looking at it going, holy crap.
I second that.
This is quality. This is a quality piece.
No, I have this on a list because that's one I definitely want to get. Now that I see it, it's still definite. And the colors, what Rook is saying is right. When it's projected, there's certain colors like red. The red you can get on the screen, you can't print. Mm-hmm. And it's just, unless you get a special ink to print just the red.
Like, look at the variation between that light red and that dark red, and how much it stands out. These reds of her dress,
But this one, I didn't find it lost anything looking at the printed page compared to the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's a massive amount of work. This is, I have to say, for a lot of cartoonists, this is a lifetime achievement here. And he's young.
Jimbola is only getting started. I mean, he's been an artist for a long, long time.
And a gallery artist.
Artist. I mean, and his work is gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, I absolutely fell in love with his work when I was researching before the show. But this is really something else. This is gorgeous. This is a piece. This piece right here in my hand is an absolute masterpiece for somebody to do, because I mean, like you said, the sheer volume of this, the quality of the work. I mean, I'm really hoping Jimbola and Connor start working on more projects together, because I would love to have more of their work teamed up together. I'll take more of their work solo. I'll take more of their work teamed up.
I think you're going to see it.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't familiar with this musician.
No, I was not familiar either. The musician we're talking about, the book is called Fela. Fela Kuti is the king of Afrobeats. He rose up in the 70s in Africa as a very political figure. There are some of his... I did quite a bit of reading on on Fila after that show. There are some of his thoughts that I vehemently disagree with. There's some of his, personal ideologies that I'd look at and go, meh. But, what he did for Nigeria, for the people, it can't be played down no matter how much you like or dislike certain aspects of this man's life. I don't care, because this is a piece of history.
Right.
History doesn't care about your feelings, people. It's history.
Right.
And it's fascinating to read this and find out, because Afrobeat, it really influences so much music in modern time.
Yeah.
So to find out where that all came from, and to read this, I'm really looking forward to getting into the story much further than I read on the PDF.
Well, since we spoke to these creators, I have Apple Music, and I looked him up. The music is just second to none.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I even emailed Jabola and told him, and he made a joke back about, his work is starting. It's like he's spreading the love.
Yeah.
But I mean, the music, and there is a lot of it, and it is, I'm not an expert in this. I've just been going through as time goes by. I've enjoyed every bit of it. I mean, it's unique and it's strong. And as I go through, I think, sometimes you get an album and you think, oh, this is something pristine, and some of the others are kind of so-so, or
Yeah.
that's with everybody. But everything he's done, I think, I want more.
The music is good. And I'm a big music person. Big into music. So, a chance to read about an artist that I don't know about, that I've never heard before, was great for me. And I mean, like I said, there's aspects that I find disagreeable, but the truth is the man was a man of the time he was from.
Yeah.
So you don't get to look through today's lens and judge somebody for the time they lived in. I just don't believe you can. And what he did musically, politically, socially, there's a lot of impact going on here.
That is something that I find fascinating immensely, is people that break the norm. Mm-hmm. If you got something that's accepted, even if the people don't like it, you still, life goes on. You still live, you live your life around that.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, and I do think you kind of have to do that to survive in life. But some people fascinate me that they break the norm. It in different ways. Sometimes it's a harsh, bad thing. It affects a lot of people. But there are some people that they just, I don't accept this, and they change it. And he's one of these people. And have you ever met anybody you ever agreed with everything they ever said or thought?
God, no.
Okay, so see, that's what I mean. I haven't either.
Yeah.
So, he was affected by a lot of things that happen in life.
Yeah. The man came up in that time, in that place, with these thoughts, these ideas. Now, whether they're right, wrong, harsh to one person or another, this is who this man was.
Yeah.
So Fila, you have to. I am going through this book, yes, with the understanding that some of his ideas don't align with mine.
Yeah.
But if all you ever do is read things that perfectly align with everything you think about and never question your thought processes, you shouldn't be reading comics.
Yeah.
Because if comic books do not make you stop once in a while and go, huh, I never thought about it that way, you're obviously reading just mainstream dribble.
Yeah, which can be fun too.
Which can be fun. And comics can be fun. I mean, sea monsters and superheroes. Fun. Nothing but fun. Fila. Fun book. Beautiful to look at. A lot of thinking has to go into when you read this, because there are things being said in this, like we talked about Burning Metronome before. There are things being said in these books that you need to stop and start thinking about, and that's what I love about comics.
Oh, 100%. This is this kind of book I could see living forever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I could see.
Yep.
I've always said this, and people don't agree with me, but when Fantagraphics is putting out Love and Rockets as a magazine size, they also had a lot of stuff. Daniel Clowes did Lloyd Llewellyn. There was Threat. There was Hate, that Peter Bagg book. Neat stuff. There were all those big black and white magazines. And I always said what they should have done, which easy for me to say, if they had a wall rack at record stores. Because people that like music like those kind of books.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine said, no, because when they go to a record store, they're going to plan on spending their money on music, not magazines. Yeah, but yet they sold Rolling Stone, the Hit Parader.
But they sold Kerrang, they showed Cream, Rolling Stone, Hit Parader.
Circus,
you know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Somewhere around here, I have Nikki Sixx's graphic novel that was based off of, I think, his biography.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I bought that in a music store.
Well, now I got several comics on the Beatles, you know, but this one I could see sold in bookstores. I could also see it sold in music shops. If you if you like the music, you might want to know more about the musician and the musician's life. I mean, it's a different world than it was when I was younger, you know. So you didn't have all that kind of stuff out there before, but this one. I've had this on my list ever since we talked to him, and it's never changed. Now it's you know. Now that you see a copy of it, I mean, it was impressive in digital. Oh, 100%. It was impressive talking with them. It becomes even more impressive when you see the amount of work that they put into this. Yeah. I mean, this is. This is a book. I can tell you right now that I will on average, a graphic novel will take me 2 to 3 days. This thing on take me a couple weeks to read. It's a lot. It's not just a lot to read, but it's a lot to stop and think about. I mean, just the pages that I read off the PDF. I remember reading them, stopping. Going back, rereading, did that say what I think it did? Is it talking about what I think it is? You know, those are the things that I look for in stuff like this. And yeah, this is a thinking book. Yes. You know, I think that's probably where I'm at right now, I think, is I'm reading a lot of thinkers. You know, Burning Metronome, Fila, you let me borrow the Etronaut now. These are thinking books, and I'm really enjoying the crap out of my thinking comics right now. Yeah. On that line, I'm going to go the opposite. Oh, all right. Let's turn the brain off and go real. This is The Many Deaths of Scott Koblish. By Scott Koblish. Okay, I'm there's something a little bit self-abusive when you write a book about how you die? No. Many times? I mean, I'm just going off the cover. Let's open her up and take a look. Oh, yeah, nope. He's just dying over and over again. It's a little horizontal hardback book. You know, I like the drawing style. You know, I thought it was kind of funny, but I just kind of saw it on the shelf and I went on. It's one of those that just kept calling me. I kept coming back. And I look, and it's just a horizontal page. A lot of times there's just 4 panels. Sometimes there's more. Usually it's just 4. And it's like the one Rook's looking at now. He's up on a mountain with skis, putting adjusting his goggles. He slides down, hits a goat, and rolls down. No, he goes right past the goat. Just kind of watches him fall. Like, okay. And then he's gone. It's skydiving, scuba diving, whatever. He's just doing something, and something happens, and he dies. Drawing table.
Yeah.
And, anyway, I kept putting it back on the shelf and going away, and it coming back, and I found, I'm just gonna buy this. I absolutely love this book. I always have it on hand. I've read this several times.
Oh, I almost wanted that one to continue to another page of just him floating in space.
Now, I've heard the name Scott Koblish. Mm-hmm. I hear him on, it mentioned. I've heard him on podcasts. Not heard him, but I've heard people talk about him on podcasts. So I looked him up. He's done a lot of comics. I've never read one. But, he's really successful, really well thought of. Looking at the book, it's a kind of a cartoon style I like.
Yeah.
A well-rendered cartoon style, but it's solid work.
It's almost like a higher-end CalArt style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything, as simple as it is, everything he puts in the pages, like laces on tennis shoes, the equipment people use, it's all there. Anyway, I read at the end of the book, I guess as a joke, he works as an artist, but I guess he draws a page, I don't know, on a regular thing of him dying.
Really?
He just thinks it's funny and he sends to friends, and he ended up putting the book. I guess he's just doing them for himself. And, he seemed like a really happy, well-adjusted person, but...
I'm sitting here dying laughing as Don's talking because I'm going page by page watching all these different ways.
I know, it's
like,
he never runs out of them.
He has a thing about skiing. It looks like I feel like he's pretty confident that he's gonna die skiing or in space.
I don't think fearing death is something on his head. I'm saying that I don't think he's like these guys that...
No. I'm not saying that I think this dude's like not going skiing because he keeps drawing himself dying skiing.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's a theme. He probably likes to ski.
But like in the back of your head, if you've drawn all these,
yeah.
I'm curious if you get on a ski slope and you think for a second, maybe today's the day. Self-fulfill the prophecy.
You know what? I see these. I love watching old Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton and I can't think of the other guy's name, but those old silent films.
Yeah.
And I'm having trouble thinking. I'm trying to remember that other guy's name. The guy with the glasses. Anyway, it reminds me of those because it's like you're detached. You're not thinking about it. They're just funny little things that happen, and that's what these are.
Yeah.
But yeah, just.
Just the pure absurdity of some of these, like giant snakes or rats or getting launched into space by balloons, falling down in the sewers to be eaten by alligators. This is hilarious.
I have this just out. I've never put it on the shelf, but I pull it out all the time and just glance through a couple of pages. It always makes me happy.
Okay, this one kills me right here. Meet the Artist. So it's him set up at a artist alley, artwork for sale, sketches, all that, and it just shows people walking past. The third panel is cobwebs. Fourth and final panel is just him sitting at his table as a skeleton covered in cobwebs. I have been at many a convention that felt that way.
Yeah.
God, this is just... I love that we're ending the show on this book, because this book is just bloody fun. This is good.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I'm really... I don't know why. I would see it on the shelf, and I just kept coming back to it, and it's one of my favorite books. It brings happiness every time I open it up.
I think I might have to, start a running tally on how many times he dies skiing in space or getting pushed off of something by a cat. It's just... I like the little color pops, too.
Yeah.
It's all done black and gray with, some shade and everything. But once in a while, you'll get there's a there's one of them that has like one thing that has color in it throughout the whole thing, like the cat.
Yeah.
The cat that keeps knocking him down has color
But
on it.
that one color he uses goes really nice with black and white.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the tonal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh my god, this is great. Publication day. This strip is about publishing this very book.
Yeah, and it's not, each page is separate, but it's a running story towards it. Yeah.
Oh my god, this makes me so happy. It's so absurd.
That's what I mean. It's it's strange that a book on somebody's death multiple times makes you happy.
But it's the absurdity of the whole thing. That's what's killing me. I mean, the book is just so bloody absurd, and the way he keeps dying is so comical. If I ever meet him, I'm gonna be like, dude, you die really funny.
Yeah, I'm actually now interested to see some comics he's done, because this one...
Oh, fantastic, man. I love it. I love it. Man, what a great bunch of books we got right now.
100%.
I got to get my butt reading now that we get some time. Relax, start reading again. But until that happens,
Read more comics.
Do you want to be part of the show? Draw us a fake comic book cover, and we'll use it to promote new episodes online.
If you'd like to promote your music, send us your MP3 and you can have a musical spotlight on our show. Plus, we'll add your link on our music page.
We have 3 t-shirt designs. Find them on the sidebar of the blog. Listen to the show. Wear the shirt.